It's going up on a Thursday in the SCFA, a nightcap, one of 5 games on the calendar in SoCal today. Tonight, we got a rivalry, and it's the 3rd annual clash of the President's Cup as the 1-4 East LA Huskies take on the 3-2 Long Beach City Vikings. And we welcome you to historic Weingardt Stadium on the campus of East LA College with Albert Robles III and Serwin D. Haynes. I'm Rahshaun Haylock. After a season-opening win against Grossmont, the Huskies have now lost 4 in a row entering tonight, but an opportunistic defense will have its shot against the vaunted passing attack of Long Beach City. The Vikings coming off a double overtime win in another rivalry game at Cerritos. And so this one should be a good one. It's the 3rd annual clash of the President's Cup. East LA is 2-0 in this rivalry. But this Long Beach Vikings club is enthusiastic about its opportunity to grab the cup for the first time. East LA will be kicking it off. Going right to left, the Huskies in their gray uniforms. Vikings in the whites. Ball is up. And kickoff taken by one of the up men, 35-yard line, and corralled there at the 40. So enter this Long Beach City College offense. Tied for 2nd in the conference in yards per game, 1st in passing yards per game, averaging about 270 yards per. Led by Jet Petty, 6'2", 191-pound sophomore out of Torrance High School. 23 of 46, 416 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception last week in the win at Cerritos. Petty quickly out to this near side, pass caught 40-yard line, and getting ahead and across to midfield is the wide receiver for a pickup of about 13 there. It's a first down for Long Beach inside of East LA territory. Vikings 3-2 on the year. They've won 3 in a row, technically. One of them a forfeit win against San Bernardino Valley College. They're 2-1 away from Veterans Stadium. Empty set. Petty steps up. Oh, he's hit hard. Ball's out. The ball is out. And they say it's recovered there by East LA. When we talk about this East LA defense, they have been fantastic this year for head coach Arnie Robles. They've been the bright spot in what has been a tough season so far. Loss of 6 on the play, 2nd and 16, and we're going to get an offsides infraction here against the Vikings. Or against the Huskies, I beg your pardon. Our referee tonight, Kyle Takayo. Umpire, Kim Taylor. Corey McManaman is our head linesman. Line judge, Jason Hook. Field judge, Anthony Finney. Eric Stouffer, the side judge. And the back judge is Nathan Wolf. So Long Beach nearly gets those 5 right back. And hold everything. There may have been some contact there. May have been another offside infraction here against East LA. The officials are going to confer. Petty was upset. He wanted the ball to be snapped. He was looking for that free play. Here is the call from Takayo. And it's going to be a false start. So the Vikings give it right back. So they'll move back 5 yards. This will be a 2nd down and 16. Just underway here from Weingardt Stadium. Low snap. Petty delivers incomplete. And a big hit implied there in the secondary despite the incompletion. Let me tell you about this East LA defense. The #1 passing defense in the Central League. So you got the #1 passing offense against the #1 passing defense. Something's got to give here tonight. One thing that opposing offenses have been able to do against East LA is run the ball against them. But this is a Long Beach team that hangs its hat on being able to throw the football. Petty, low snap, looking, delivers, pass, caught over there. Did he get in bounds, however? Falling out of bounds was Dragic, the wide receiver there. It's going to be well short of a first down. That's going to bring up the punting unit. So East LA holds. You wonder what it's going to look like here. This top-ranked passing defense going up against a top-ranked passing offense. And so far, defense wins on this first possession. And that sends out the punting unit for Long Beach. Spiral kick caught at the 15-yard line. And here comes this East LA offense for the first time tonight. It's been a struggle on the offensive end for the Huskies this season. You look at all the major statistical categories, and they're sort of bringing up the rear here in the Central League. It's been some inconsistencies on this side of the ball, but I'll tell you what, they got a game breaker and set in Chris Hicks, wearing number 1 in gray. The quarterback is Dante Bell, out of the pistol, turns around and hands it off. They try the left side, and the stop made there by Carson Moore defensively for the Vikings, but that carry went to Brandon Haylock. And a pickup there of 5 up to the 20-yard line. Huskies looking to run some tempo here. They send a man in motion, Bell out of the pistol. They'll hand it off one more time. Haylock will try the right side now. And he is stuffed right before getting to the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. Viking defense gets there to him. First man to him was Corday Jones, the linebacker. Decided size advantage, offensive line versus defensive line here for East LA. And you see them going to the ground early. Here's a 3rd and 1 from the 25. They go back to the ground. Right side again, it's hit on, and he climbs across that first down marker ahead to the 28-yard line. A pickup of 3 and a first down here for East LA. So just underway here, 11:35 left in this first quarter. No score, this 3rd annual Clash of the President's Cup. East LA has won it the first 2 years. Looking to hold on to that thing. Brett Peabody, the head coach, in his 12th year for Long Beach City, trying to get his hands on it for the first time. They go out of the pistol once again. Low snap. Bell's going to just have to fall on top of it. Back at the 20-yard line. And those are some of the inconsistent. There was Cam Blanton, the sophomore at the Long Beach Poly. You talk about mano-a-mano there, and Blanton coming up and initiating the punishment against Haylock. A loss of 2 there on the play. Going to bring up a 3rd and forever. They're going to have to get to the Crypto.com arena to get a first down here to keep this drive alive, will the Huskies. Bell's got 4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom of your screen. Low snap, Bell looking, pressure coming, steps up, tries to escape, a stiff arm, turns the corner and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and so that'll be that for that drive. It started with so much promise, having some success on the ground, but it was that blunder, that low snap that was able to get past Bell. He had to fall on it for a loss of 8, and the Huskies just started moving backwards from that. And that is the wide receiver, Crozier. They like to use him out of the backfield sometimes. They'll use him in the slot. They'll use him outside. He's a player they definitely want to get the ball into his hands. Crozier wearing uniform number 0, 5'10" sophomore out of Sarah High School. First down for the Vikings. At the East LA 29-yard line. Foster and Warren in the backfield. Petty, play fake, steps up, delivers, and coming out of the backfield there was Foster, unable to corral that one, so brings up a second down. That stops the clock with 7:50 left in this first quarter. No score here from Weingardt Stadium. Second down and 10 from the 29. They hand it off. Here's Warren. Jitterbugs through the hole and able to get ahead to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 3 brings up a third down. So it'll be a third down and 7 from the Huskies' 25-yard line. Second possession of the night here for Long Beach City. 2 backs for Petty. They hand it off. Warren once again tries to bounce it outside, spins back in to a couple of East LA defenders, and able to pick up 3 more there. Brings up a third down and manageable. The big fella, Brode Sutherland, making the stop there. So fourth down, I beg your pardon, 4th and 5. So interesting, the offense stays out there. You have a field goal kicker in Eric Zavala, who's got a big-time leg. But Petty going to take the snap, sidearm throw, slings it in there, a dart caught for a first down inside the 15-yard line. Samaje Dunn making the catch. And it's a first down here for Long Beach City. First and 10 from the 11. What a throw there from the quarterback. Petty had to bring it down almost like a shortstop trying to turn a double play. Petty with time, pumps, steps up, going to tuck it and run. Petty inside the 5. Petty takes a big hit at the goal line. He got in. Touchdown, Long Beach. Not the most athletic, not the most fleet of foot, but Jet Petty getting it done there with an 11-yard scramble for a touchdown, and Long Beach gets on the board first. They lead it 6-0 here, as we're just under 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Zavala in for the point after. The snap, the hold, the kick is up and through. So the Vikings strike first. They lead it 7-0, 5:56 left first quarter. It's the third clash of the President's Cup between the Vikings and the Huskies right here on SportsNetUSA.net. Rahshaun Haylock here with you along with Albert Robles III. Serwin D. Haynes. Tell you what, the folks on the stop made by Zeph Misa. Be a second down and 10 here from the 25-yard line. Bell in there at quarterback. He's got hit on with him in the backfield. Another low snap. Has to pick it up from the turf. Running for his life now is Bell, and he's tripped up in the backfield. And that's Misa again. Zeph Misa getting the sack. And a loss there of 3 brings up a 3rd and long here for East LA. It's been a rough go at it here in the early going offensively for the Huskies. Bell's got 4 receivers, takes the snap, pumps, tries to escape pressure. Oh, ball's out, he's hit, scooped up. 5-yard line, end zone, touchdown Long Beach. Mario Rivas on the scoop and score. And it's a 2-possession lead here for Long Beach in the early going. So much talk about the opportunistic defense of the Huskies. And they came into tonight with 3 defensive touchdowns. That was the first defensive touchdown for Long Beach on the season, and a scoop and score by the big defensive lineman out of Long Beach Poly, Mario Rivas. Zavala for the point after, up and through. So it's 14-0 Long Beach here. 4:10 left, first quarter. Mario Rivas with the scoop and score. Young man who just gets it done. Brett Peabody says he's an absolute monster in the weight room. Throwing around all kinds of weight. That time he was able to be nimble on his feet and get the scoop and score for Long Beach. If you're a Husky fan, you're left sort of scratching your head right now. You've won the cup the first 2 years, but this thing could be getting away in a hurry. Zavala will put it on the tee. This one going to be playable, bringing it out of the end zone. And turning the corner, 20-yard line, stutter stepping along the sideline is Hicks. And he's pushed out of bounds near the 30. Where to be a first down for East LA. Talk about those last 2 plays for Dante Bell. Trying to escape, he got tripped up from behind by Misa. And then on the next play, he was trying to escape. It looked like that was Jalen Monster Johnson applying the strip sack there. And it was scooped up by Rivas. Both of them a couple of former Long Beach Poly players suiting up for Brett Peabody and the Vikings. And all of a sudden it's a 14-0 ball game. Handoff. Long Beach all over it. They're smelling the run and not budging. That was Sunderland once again. Charlie Mercia in there on the stop. Approaching the 3.5-minute mark here in this first quarter. Rare Thursday night action here in the SCFA. It's very rare that happens. East LA has a couple of Thursday night affairs. Trying to deal with this one first. They send a running back in motion. Pass caught out there in the flat and immediately drug out of bounds. There is hit on. So may have picked up a couple there, may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Or not the original line of scrimmage. We may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 3rd and 12 here. Ball at the 25-yard line. Huskies have been stuck in their own zone all night. First possession, a punt. Second possession, it's a strip sack fumble. Scoop and score for Long Beach. Bell, high snap. Over the middle, too tall. Falls incomplete. Intended target there was Rodriguez. And that'll send out the punting unit. It brings up a 4th down. Dragic back to receive it. Murguia. And this one going to be blown dead for an offside. Our white hat, Kyle Takayo, will let us know. Offside against Long Beach. So that'll move it up 5 yards. Pressure coming. Oh, they run into the punter. Murguia took a hard spiel there. Ball going to dribble out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line. But a late flag comes in as Murguia still down on the turf at the 20-yard line. He was upended hard there.
And he looks like he's in real pain, Rahshaun.
Certainly so. He's going to get helped up to the turf, and looks like he's able to walk off somewhat under his own power, but I mean, they were coming in smoking hot there, was the special teams unit.
Absolutely, and despite the tragedy of that play, that does give East LA a 1st down.
It does. Automatic 1st down. And some pretty good field position. Best field position of the night for East LA, as they have it at their own 45-yard line. So if you're this offense, you got to find Hicks. He is a game breaker. He pops on the film, leads the team in offensive yardage. High snap for Bell. They hand it off. Huron tries the right side, just shy of midfield, as he's able to pick up about 4. Stop made on the play there by Tyler Thomas. Hicks is split out wide to the bottom of your screen, wearing uniform number 1. Had 3 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown last week. No touches so far here tonight offensively. Nice cut inside, and for the first time tonight, East LA gets into Long Beach territory. Thomas there on the stop once again. Best run of the night for East LA. So the Huskies will have it 1st down and 10 at the 44-yard line of Long Beach. First time tonight they've been in plus territory. Approaching the 1-minute mark here in this first quarter. Huskies with the ball, down by 14. Bell turns around, hands it off, hit on once again. This time nothing doing. Flying through there in the backfield was Thomas, number 33 in white. able to get the ankle tackle there. And it's going to be a loss of 2 there on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 12. How do you get the ball into the hands of Hicks? You got to be somewhat creative here offensively, or maybe not that creative at all, right? Maybe just a couple of bubbles, or try to get him the ball in space. Let him do work. The guy can absolute fly. 5'11" freshman out of Dallas, Texas. And Bell going to call a timeout here. And Bell's not happy as the play was late getting in there. Huskies have to burn a timeout. So first timeout of the game comes with 10 3/10 left in this first quarter. Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, you got barely any time left in the quarter. You got to burn your first time out here.
Yeah, definitely a missed opportune time to actually take that timeout, knowing you probably didn't have to actually take the snap or where the play clock actually was. Just a little bit of miscommunication there, and a fortunate error for East LA.
If you know anything about Texas sports, high school sports, you know Duncanville is a big-time program. Football, basketball as well. They produce some players. Of course, Mater Dei went out there and put hands on them a couple years ago, but Mater Dei was very good that year. But Duncanville is a big-time program out there in Texas, one of the elite athletic programs in the state. And this young man found himself out here to East LA from Duncanville, Dallas, Texas. Bell, high snap. They hand it off. And nothing doing once again. This defense pursuing heavily in the backfield. That Shields there on the stop. Sophomore out of LA. And that'll be the last play of the quarter. So after 1, Long Beach 14, East LA nothing. As you're watching the 3rd annual Clash of the President's Cup right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So a first quarter largely dominated by the Vikings. Huskies trying to find its groove offensively. Of course, that requires the quarterback, Bill, being able to get himself set and make some plays. And trying to get the ball into the hands of number 1 Hicks. He has not been targeted so far here tonight.
Yeah, so far East LA's proven they can run the ball, fairly well. Haven't really exploded for a whole lot of few yards other than that one play from Giron a few moments ago. But they really got to get the passing game moving along. Hopefully, the health of Dante Bell has improved enough where he can sling it just a little bit. Doesn't mean you got to throw the deep ball, but maybe, get some passes out into the flat, get yourself some extra yards.
Yeah, running game not a strength of the Huskies. They average 51 yards per game on the ground. But they have that huge advantage on the line. High snap, first play of the second quarter. They go to the ground once again, left side this time, and getting just to about the 40-yard line. Is the back hit on. Thomas there on the stop. Under 14.5 left here in this second quarter. Very undersized defensive line for Long Beach. So obviously you think you have an advantage there if you can be able to get some bodies on some bodies if you're that offensive line for East LA. Right now they're selling out for the run. Bell going to take his time, pumps, steps up, throws on the run, downfield. Oh, he overshot his man. He was looking for Hicks. Hard to overthrow that guy. But you see the arm talent from Bell, my goodness. That was the 4th down play, so it ends up being a turnover on downs. But you're talking to Coach Robles, he said just a flick of the wrist, he can toss that thing 40 yards. I mean, he stepped up and just heaved it there, and Hicks just unable to run underneath it. That could have been 6 easily.
Yeah, just a little overthrown for Hicks. And, clearly Dante Bell is healthy enough where he's able to sling it just a little bit more. Got to come up with some better plays to get your receivers open.
Yes, Kanye Hunter there on the carry. And he picks up a first down. And Long Beach going to go tempo here. They hand it off. Hunter once again, stutter step backfield, now spins ahead to the 45-yard line inside of East LA territory. Pickup of 3, brings up a second down. Golden opportunity there if you're East LA. Now see if this defense can hold. Running D, not the strength. And they've been going to Hunter. This is his 3rd carry in a row. That time he was tripped up. May have been some friendly fire there. Had a big hole there, a lot of green in front of him, but tripped up and only picks up about 3. Could have easily ended up in the secondary there, if not beyond. Instead, it's going to be a 3rd and looking at 4. Petty, the quarterback in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off. Hunter once again switches arms to the left, now runs into a host of gray uniforms, and they said, we've seen enough. Camarena, the talented linebacker, leading the charge there. But it was a host of players, including Jeremiah Johnson, getting there as well. So it's that area of the field where too short to punt, too long for a field goal. So they go back to the ground game, 4th and short, and easily the first down is picked up. That was Foster getting the carry. And it brings up a first down and 10 for the Vikings. And we got an injured player down for East LA. So you see a change in philosophy here on this drive, right? Looked like the Vikings were dead set on being able to throw the ball, right? That's their bread and butter, of course. Earlier, in their first couple of possessions. But it's been heavy run on this possession. And it's been Hunter and that last carry by Foster doing all the damage. They pick up another 4th down conversion here. On this drive, do the Vikings. But the clock stops with an injured player. 12:16 left in this second quarter. And being helped to his feet is Brode Sutherland. And this could be problematic. East LA already without its top defensive lineman, Tremel Isaacs, sophomore out of Florida. He's out tonight with an injury, so it's Sutherland who was called on to be able to get the majority of the snaps there, but he walks off with an injury. So that's going to be something to watch as you start to carve into the depth of this defensive line here for East LA. Low snap here on first down. Petty trying to escape, throws it incomplete. He threw it in the vicinity of Foster there. He fell incomplete. Heavy pressure there by the Huskies. So East LA team doesn't necessarily get to the quarterback. They can apply some pressure, but just 7 sacks on the season. But it's been the interceptions, it's been the fumble recoveries. They forced some turnovers. Here's Petty, and he throws that one too tall for his intended receiver. That's Guzman, Marquise Guzman there, the intended target. Guzman playing in his first game of the season. And he's a player who Coach Peabody says they're looking to unleash. Speed guy. They get the ball into his hands in space. He's a guy that can fly. Four wide for Petty. Takes the snap, pumps, trying to direct traffic. Hit as he throws, heaves it downfield, caught, end zone. Touchdown, Long Beach. Dragic there on the catch and the touchdown for the Vikings. And it's a 3-possession ball game as Dragic got behind the defender there, able to get airborne for that one.
Added a spin move to that catch too, Rahshaun, just beautifully made.
Turned into backyard football all of a sudden. As Petty was like, no, go over there, do that. And Dragic obliged. Zavala for the point after. And it's good. 21-0 Long Beach here. Second quarter action from East LA College. 11:48 left before intermission. You talk about a 14-point switch there, Albert. Remember on that 4th down play, Bell had Hicks in the end zone, but just overshot him. It would have
been about a foot or so, it was so close.
It would have been a touchdown. It would have made this a 1-possession game. Instead, ensuing possession for the Vikings. They go down and score, and it's Petty finding Dragic for the score. For Petty, touchdown number 8 on the season. First touchdown catch for Dragic. And all of a sudden, it's a 21-0 ball game here at Weingardt Stadium.
Yep, 3 scores in favor of Long Beach, but still plenty of time left in the second. And, of course, East LA will get the ball coming out of the half. So East LA needs to start making some moves.
This is kicked out of bounds. So a flag on the play. Decent field position here for East LA. And if you're the Huskies, where do you go? What do you do? It's been that kind of year. You're trying to get off the snide. You lost 4 in a row coming into this big rivalry game. Weird week. You're playing on a Thursday night. You get punched in the mouth early here by this Long Beach Viking squad. It's going to be 1st and 10. Huskies at their own 35. Bell back out there to initiate the offense. Hicks is in the slot to the bottom of your screen. They move him now in motion. Bell looking that way and hits Hicks right on top of the shoes. That's the first time he's been targeted tonight. His only other touch came in special teams. But you see them trying to get it to him in space. Bell's just unable to connect. I beg your pardon, second time he's been targeted tonight. He was targeted earlier on that missed throw, which would have resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, Bell just barely underthrew it.
But, I mean, he's a playmaker, and he's got everybody's attention in a Long Beach uniform. Bell going to keep it himself, tries to turn the corner and swarm there by the Vikings for no gain. Brings up a 3rd down, 3rd and 10 from their own 35-yard line. In case you're just joining us, Long Beach got the ball first, scored on its opening possession. Or in its second possession, I beg your pardon. And then on the ensuing East LA possession, it was a strip sack, scoop and score for the Vikings. And after a turnover on downs, the Vikings were able to reach the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. Here's the next possession for East LA, going to result in a 3 and out as that pass falls incomplete by Bell, and you can see the frustration on the part of the freshman quarterback out of Anaheim. 4th down coming. So Dragic, who just caught the touchdown for Long Beach, stands back at his 30-yard line to receive this punt. Pressure coming right up the middle. This time, no roughing the kicker. Dragic takes the punt. Dragic making man miss, gets it ahead to midfield, and once again, excellent field position for the Vikings. And that's been the other part tonight, right? They're absolutely winning this field position game. So back comes the Long Beach offense. With the exception of its initial drive, Vikings offense has reached the end zone every time it's come out. Ball at midfield. Handed off, and there's a stop in the backfield. And it's the all-league performer from a season ago, Camarena. 6'2" sophomore out of Damien High School.
Yeah, Camarena, just great penetration through the line. Gets to the running back super quickly, brings him down very nicely.
Loss of 4. 4 wide. Petty, low snap, looks over the middle, intercepted. Picked off there by Dalen Story. Second interception of the season for the freshman.
Take a look at this again, Rahshaun. Story right there. Comes through, reads the pass so well, just picks it off. And I don't even think it was that great of a pass altogether, but Story saw that all the way.
That is the 8th interception this season by this East LA defense. Second in the Central League. Also second in forced fumbles as well. This defense, we talked about it, they've been opportunistic. #1 passing defense in the league. Here's a completion out to this near side at about the 45-yard line. Or just shy of the 45-yard line, inside of Long Beach territory. And that pass is caught there by Kamarion Thornton, 6-foot sophomore out of LA. Hasn't played in over a month. His last action was back on September 14th against Hancock. He's battling a shoulder injury, but back in the lineup here tonight. Approaching the 9-minute mark here before intermission. 2nd down and 4 coming up. Huskies need to hurry, just 5 left on the play clock. Bell. They may have gotten a false start there, no whistle, and here's Haylock. Ankle tackle made there.
A little bit of extracurricular activities there, Rahshaun, quickly broken up by both the teams and the officials.
This is a rivalry game. It's the 3rd annual Clash of the President's Cup. It's a new rivalry, but a rivalry game nonetheless. Somebody's going to leave here with the trophy. 3rd and short. They go back to the ground. It looks like it's going to be enough for a 1st down. And that's hit on once again. A little surprising. They've been as committed to the run as they've had, them being East LA. It's been a very heavy run offense here tonight. 1st down and 10 from the Long Beach 42-yard line. Bell's got 2 backs, 3 receivers. Pressure coming. Bell nowhere to go. Sacked there by Carson Moore. He's got 2.5 sacks on the season now.
Yeah, the outside defender just broke right on through. Offensive line really couldn't do anything about it, and Bell had nowhere to go, and he gets dropped.
You figure it was just a moment in time before this Long Beach Viking defense was able to get to the quarterback. They've been able to create a lot of pressure throughout the course of this season, but haven't been able to finish, haven't been able to quite get there. And you see Moore coming up with the sack here. Just 3 left on the play clock. Bell. They set up the screen. Pass caught, tripped up there at midfield. That was Samaje Potts. Brings up a 3rd and long as East LA gets back into Long Beach territory. But 3rd and a mile to go. It's a good play call. And that was a big-time tackle there to save a big gain. Bell sacked again. That was Kylan Bennett, the sophomore out of Compton, getting the sack. Under 6 minutes left before intermission. Brings up a 4th down here, and back comes the punting unit once again. Dragic runs underneath it and nowhere to go as he gets out of bounds at the 19-yard line. This is the worst field position Long Beach has had all night. Let's see what this offense can do. Their last possession resulted in a turnover. It was an interception by the quarterback, Petty. He was picked off there by Story. Let's see what can happen here. 1st down and 10 from their own 20. A false start here against Long Beach. They're doing a lot of motion there, and somebody got a bit of a head start. .534 left in this first half. It's been all Long Beach. They lead at 21-0. Foster in the backfield with the quarterback, Petty. Petty takes the snap, looking, trying to point out instructions, now throws it out in the flat, and is that picked off? Was that caught? No. They say no, no catch. Dangerous throw there by Petty. That's Timmy Fleischhood.
Looking at the replay, it looks like Fleischhood might have gotten to it. It probably touched the ground as he was coming down with it. A great effort, fortunately, to no avail.
2nd and 15. Foster breaks the tackle, 20-yard line, 25 up the sideline, and he gets out of bounds just shy of the 40. Gets it ahead to the 37-yard line. Pickup of 22 there and a 1st down for Long Beach. And quickly on the ball. Petty out of the pistol. And a couple of flags come in. These are 2 of the more penalized teams in the league. It's been a fairly quiet game so far here tonight. This one going to be offsides against East LA. This is the 3rd offside against them tonight. So that just adds to what has already been a tough night for them. Huskies average 9 penalties, 96 yards per game. 10 penalties, 100 yards per game for the Vikings. Let's just hope no one gets to their average tonight, but you never know. Approaching 4.5 left. They throw it in the flat, pass caught, 40-yard line, and shy of midfield is Foster. But enough for a first down. So a pickup of 11 there for Foster and a first down for the Vikings. Ball at the 49-yard line. This drive for Long Beach started at its own 20. Worst field position they've had all night. But they're moving, inching closer towards Husky territory. Huskies show blitz. They go on the ground. Here's Hunter. Hunter, the tailback. Shoestring tackle pushed out of bounds across the 40-yard line inside of Husky territory. And Hunter slow to get up in enemy territory. And they're going to blow the whistle here. He's going to have to come off, able to get up and jog off under his own power. Foster will come in to replace him. But Hunter's been a nice mix for this offense here tonight on the ground. Ball at the Husky 40-yard line. First down and 10. 3:40 left here in this first half. Petty barking out instructions. They check over to the sideline. Takes the snap, hands it off. Here's Foster dancing in the backfield. Bounces off one and thrown backwards there by Bernal, the freshman out of Southgate. So Foster picks up one and brings up a second down and 9. Vikings taking their time. Eating some clock here. Trying to continue its march downfield. 4 wide receivers. Looking near side. Pass caught. 32-yard line. It's the wide receiver Dunn. Just shy of a first down. Picks up about 8 there. And a 3rd down and 1 coming up here for the Vikings. Samaje Dunn, the sophomore out of Dorsey High School. Foster breaks it outside across the 30, up ended there at the 26-yard line. Johnson there on the stop, but enough for a first down. This will be a first down and 10 at the 26-yard line. As this Viking offense just moving right along. We're going to get a timeout here. Timeout taken by East LA. Maybe not the initial game plan or maybe what they wanted to do, them being Long Beach, but you got to take what's given to you,
so
right?
So far it's worked out for them.
You know the weakness of this East LA defense is its run stuffing ability or lack thereof, and so as Long Beach is a team, make no mistake about it, they want to throw the ball, but they are taking advantage of what has been a soft spot for this Husky defense this year. You got to give them credit. You know, some offensive coordinators will come in here and just be stubborn. Nah, we're going to air it out. But not the case here tonight for Long Beach. And this drive has been consistently a heavy dose of runs. First down and 10. Long Beach with the ball at the Husky 26-yard line. Petty's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. Play fake, pocket collapse, and he's sacked. A trifecta of Huskies get there to him. Josh Blaylock is one of them.
East LA almost was a little jumpy on that play, but fortunately did not cross the line of scrimmage, avoided the offsides call, and just penetrate that line and get directly into the QB.
Man, don't hate the call there, right? They went play fake, but nice job by the Husky defense not biting. Loss of 5 there. So you're looking at 2nd down and 15. Petty over the middle. Pass caught and a fumble. Scooped up there, though, by Hunter. Johnny on the spot. Fortuitous bounce right to number 2 and White. And Long Beach retains the possession. The reception was made by Clark. So a 3rd down and call it 13 as Petty looks over to the sideline. Under a minute left here in this half. And Long Beach may want to think about picking up the tempo here. Petty looking, pass caught. And they say no, incomplete. Going down to get that was Holmes, but they say the ball hit the turf. Would not have been enough for a 1st down. And so you're looking at a 4th down here. So will this be Eric Zavala time? He certainly has the leg. He can kick it from 60 plus.
Absolutely. I was watching him during warm-ups, Rahshaun, and he was kicking it easily for 55.
34 seconds left. Instead, offense stays out there. Pressure coming. 4th down. Petty stops, pops, delivers downfield. End zone caught. Touchdown Vikings. Matthew Baringi, the sophomore out of Long Beach. 2nd touchdown of the season. And it's 27-0 Vikings. Somehow Baringi got open there, and Petty was able to find him right there in the slot. Incredible. Zavala in to attempt the point after. Kick is up, and it is through. 28-0 Long Beach here in this 3rd annual clash of the President's Cup. It's been all Vikings. Petty, a couple of touchdown passes here in this 1st half. And it's been complete domination here by the Vikings. 26 seconds left before intermission. Yes, the Huskies do get it back to start the 2nd half, but what a gut punch there as we head towards intermission. As we're playing under a full moon here inside Weingardt Stadium. And we're approaching scary hours here now for the Huskies. Zavala will put it on the tee. It's going to be a short kick, fielded at the 9. Hicks has his opportunity up the near sideline, and he's driven out of bounds. A little extracurricular activity at the end of this play as well. Some pushing and shoving here on this near sideline as a couple of white jerseys try to scurry out of enemy territory.
There should have been a flag at some point after the actual play.
There was a punch thrown.
Number 13 made contact with one of the helmets of ELAC right there on the sidelines. Nothing done about it.
This will be a 1st and 10 East LA at its own 33-yard line. I mean, do you just take a knee here? I mean, what do you do here if you're the Huskies? You just chalk it up and try to lick your wounds and make some adjustments inside the locker room, or do you try to get after it here with under 30 seconds left? We'll see.
There's definitely enough time to make 1 or 2 shots downfield.
Bell, it's exactly what he's going to do. Throws it far sideline, picked off. Snatching that one out of the sky there is Donovan Turner, the transfer from UMass. It's been a shakeup in that secondary this week due to a bunch of injuries, and Turner moving from his natural safety spot out to corner. Snags that one out of the sky. And that drive ends abruptly for the Huskies. 12 seconds left here before intermission. What a play there by Turner. One of a few bounce backs from the FBS and FCS level here for Long Beach. A big play there by Turner. Vikings smell blood. Petty steps up, evades one over the middle, incomplete. Out of the backfield, there was Foster, the intended target. 4 seconds left. And they'll keep this one on the ground. It'll be Foster on the right side, and that'll be that for the first half. So we head to halftime here in this clash of the President's Cup. And it's been all Long Beach. Vikings trying to get its hands on the cup for the very first time. And they're one half from doing so as they lead this one 28-0 at intermission. We'll step aside. Coming up on the other side of the break, we'll get you all caught up on some of the action on this Thursday in the SCFA. You're watching the third annual Clash of the President's Cup right here on SportsNetUSA.net. Halftime here at Weingardt Stadium as we welcome you back to the third annual Clash of the President's Cup. Rahshaun Haylock, Albert Robles III, Serwin D. Haynes here as well. 28-0. It's been all Long Beach. More on that in a bit. Let's catch you up on what's happened on this Thursday. This is one of 5 games today. Incredible. This Thursday, October 17th. Earlier today, it was the Battle of the Bell. Orange Coast at Golden West. 49-10. Rustlers with the win in that one. Going on right now in the third quarter. El Camino trails Canyons 23-14. 5:46 left in the third. Also in the third, LA Southwest on top of LA Valley 20-3. That one with actually updated now 20-6. 5:08 left in the third quarter in that one between LA Southwest and LA Valley. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Canyons on top of El Camino 23-21 now is the score. As we're getting up to the minute updates here for you.
This is what I do.
And start of the third, San Diego Mesa on top of Fullerton 7-3. Wow. San Diego Mesa's been a story this year, I would say.
They are a much improved team taking advantage of a very hobbled Fullerton team.
So they lead that one 7-3. And then in this one, 28-0 Long Beach on top of East LA. This was one that was dominated by the Vikings in the first half. You take a look at some of the first half stats. It's been a pretty clean game as far as penalties go. Just a couple of penalties for ELAC. Long Beach is yet to commit a penalty. Vikings 12 first downs, just 4 for the Huskies. Long Beach 3 of 6 on third down, just 2 of 8 for East LA. Vikings 2 of 2 on fourth down, 0 of 1 are the Huskies. 194 yards for Long Beach, just 1 total yard officially for ELAC in that first half. Incredible. It's been an incredible job by the defensive unit for Long Beach City.
And it was so unquestionable for Sean. I had to make sure I couldn't. Like, did I refresh? I was like, is this the up-to-date stats?
Yeah,
and sure enough, yeah, it is.
You know, I believed in you.
Yeah.
I believed in you.
I believe in me too, but like it had me second guessing, and I was like, wow.
It was a little, and then I started to replay a bunch of the plays in my head, and I was like, yeah, that seems about right. I remember thinking during that first half, like, you know, what's really going on here? As far as the East LA offense
It was
goes.
that 1 total yard. I'm like, man, did they really lose that much yardage?
You talk about your domination. Each team has been picked off once. The 1 interception thrown by each quarterback. No team was able to capitalize off of those interceptions, however. And as far as the penalties, actually, let's go back to those penalties for a second. 4 penalties for 30 yards for Long Beach, 2 penalties for 10 yards. Each team has fumbled twice, but Long Beach has the only lost fumble of this game. -7 yards on the ground for East LA. It's been a tough night for the Huskies. 8 total yards passing, 109 through the air for Long Beach, and 85 on the ground. This is a Long Beach team that averages 114. They're 6th in the league in rushing. Average 114 yards per game. They already have 85 here in this first half. Some individual stats for you. First, let's get you caught up on how we got here. Jet Petty, second possession of the game for Long Beach. Petty with an 11-yard run for a touchdown, capping off a 6-play, 41-yard drive that lasted 2:55. Ensuing possession for East LA, strip sack fumble. Mario Rivas with the recovery, the scoop and score. That made it 14-0. In the second quarter, Matthew Dragic, a 33-yard pass from Jet Petty. And that capped off an 8-play, 59-yard drive that lasted 2 minutes, 21 seconds. And the longest drive of the game for Long Beach, longest scoring drive, that is, 11 plays, 80 yards, 5 minutes and 8 seconds. It was Petty to Matthew Berengi for 28 yards. Individual numbers, Petty 8 of 15, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Caleb Foster leading the Vikings in rushing, 6 carries, 47 yards. Kanye Hunter, what a burst of energy he has been for this Viking offense. He had 5 carries, 32 yards in that first half. Matthew Dragic, 2 catches, 42 yards and a touchdown. Matthew Berenji, his lone catch in that first half was that 28-yard touchdown. Samaje Dunn with a couple of grabs for 18 yards. Defensively, Carson Moore had that sack. Cordell Shields has been in the backfield. He has 2 tackles for loss for Long Beach. They had 4 sacks in that first half. Moore, Johnson, Bennett, and Misa each had a sack apiece. Turner had an interception. And Rivas had that fumble recovery. Jalen Johnson, they call him Monster for no reason. They call him Monster for a reason. You got to see why with that hit that he applied there against Dante Bell. Bell was 4 for 9, 8 yards, and an interception in that first half. Brandon Heron, 12 carries, 29 yards. He's the lone bright spot. And you wonder why just 1 yard of total offense. Well, the sacks go against the rushing total for the quarterback. So that's minus 28 yards. That's your difference right there. 28 yards of lost yards due to the sacks. Defensively, Zachary Camarena was all over the place. He had 9 tackles, 2 TFLs in that first half. Blaylock had a sack. Camarena and Sabalos had a half sack each. Dalen Story had that interception for East LA. Camarena and Blaylock each forced a fumble, but East LA unable to recover any of those fumbles, which would have been huge for them. Second half just about to start. We'll step aside here from Weingardt Stadium. We'll have the second half from East LA College right after this. This is the 3rd annual Clash of the President's Cup right here on SportsNetUSA.net. Gorgeous 64-degree night here in East Los Angeles as we welcome you back to Weingardt Stadium. Second half about to get underway here between the Long Beach Vikings and the East LA Huskies. ELAC will receive the second half kickoff. Vikings lead this one 28-0. They're about a half hour away from getting their hands on the President's Cup for the very first time. Hicks back to receive it for the Huskies. Zavala puts boot to ball And this one going to go over the head and into the end zone. Forward touchback. So the Huskies will have it first down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Rough first half for them as they were outgained 194-1. It's been total domination here for Long Beach. First half that featured 4 sacks from their defensive unit. The one bright spot has been the run game with Brandon Hidon. He had 29 yards rushing in that first half for ELAC. But not much doing aside from that. They start with 3 wide receivers. 1 back, Dante Bell, the quarterback. And now he moves in motion. Now they put Hicks back there in the backfield. Look in a wildcat look. Hicks will take the snap. The direct snap, he'll try to run it to the outside and hit immediately there. Not fooled is the Long Beach defense. Mario Rivas, who had that scoop and score earlier, applies the hit. No gain, brings up a second down and 10. So we talked about it. You got to find ways to get the ball into the hands of number 1. You see them try to do something there with the direct snap. Nothing doing there, but you got to try to find some ways to get the ball in his hands. They go with the pistol this time. And miscommunication there, and Bell just going to eat it. Carson Moore going to pick up his 2nd sack of the night. Let's take a look at the replay. Bell took the snap. He turned into his right, nobody home.
Yeah, it looks like it was supposed to be a handoff. The handoff wasn't actually done, made contact with his running back, and then it was all said and done there, taken straight to the ground.
East LA moving backwards, not the way you want to start this half if you're the Huskies. 3rd down and about 15. Bell, they hand it off. No gain there. Now to bring up a 4th down. So you see maybe a little creativity, which we talked about in that first half, Albert, trying to get the ball into the hands of Hicks. Nothing doing there. Miscommunication on 2nd down, which resulted in a loss. And then the 3rd down play, a short run for no gain. 4th down and 15. Going to be supreme field position once again for the Vikings. Dragic back to receive this one. Catches at the 40, makes a man miss. Dragic up the middle, breaks another tackle. Dragic still on his feet, 40-yard line. Tackle from behind at the 35. A late flag is going to come in here. Actually, a couple flags. Looks like this one is going to go against Long Beach on a crackback block on that return. Not sure if it was necessary, as Dragic was doing what he could on that return. Looks like this one could go in favor of the Huskies. We'll see. Kyle to Kyle, our white hat tonight, will let us know. Personal foul against Long Beach. So this will move them back 15 yards from the spot of the foul. So it's going to be a nice trip back inside its own territory. Vikings will start at 1st down and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Jet Petty, who had 3 touchdowns in that first half, 2 through the air and 1 on the ground, brings the offense back out. He's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. And we're going to have a false start. It's the right tackle, Michael Salinas. Brings up a 1st down and 15 now as they move it back to the 40. Petty fakes one handoff, now gives it to the other back in Warren on the right side. Warren able to get back to the original line of scrimmage at 35, pick up a 5. Second down and 10 coming up. And this Long Beach team has been so impressive on the ground tonight, behind that offensive line, and taking really what ELAC is giving them. And actually, we're going to have a whistle come in from the secondary. It's going to be a timeout taken by East LA. And they might have burned themselves there because it looked like it would have been a false start against Long Beach. Instead, the timeout came in first, so a timeout ELAC, their first charge timeout of this half. They'll have 2 remaining. Let's talk about this offensive line. Pretty much has everybody intact this week. Last week they were down 4 offensive linemen, including 3 starters, what made that win at Cerritos even more impressive. It's a 38-30 win in the Crosstown Cup. A game that went to double overtime. But being able to play that without 3 starters on the offensive line, and for them to play as well as they did against a Cerritos team that has a couple of D1 defensive linemen, was huge. Here is a run for Long Beach, and still on his feet. Taken down at the 40-yard line of the Huskies. And that was Warren on the play. His best run of the night, but we got an injured Husky down on the turf. So an injury timeout. Go back to that game last week, the Crosstown Cup, between Long Beach and Cerritos. Long Beach trailed by 10 with just over 7 minutes left in regulation. And Brett Peabody said he didn't even flinch. His team had been pretty much moving the ball pretty well throughout the game, and so he didn't have very many concerns at all. And in fact, after going down 10, the ensuing possession, they were able to get inside the end zone a little over 90 seconds later. And could have gotten to the end zone again on the last possession. They were stuck inside the 5 and had to rely on Zavala to kick an 18-yard field goal to send it to overtime. But it was a huge growth win for Long Beach a week ago. And it's carried over into here tonight against an outmatched ELAC squad, and they've come in here and certainly handled their business. Timeout on the field for the injury. 12 minutes left in this third quarter. Long Beach on top 28-0. Jahari Woolley, freshman out of Huntington Park High School, is the injured Husky. He's able to get up and limp off under his own strength, so that's a good sign. There's immediate concern from the Long Beach running back Warren after that play, after seeing the injured Husky go down. First down and 10. They throw it in the flat. Pass caught, 40-yard line. And getting out of bounds there is the tailback Foster. And we got another Husky down in the backfield. Flag on the play.
And I think that might be some sort of personal foul, Rahshaun. You can see right here at the very beginning, at the top right of the screen, there was a little bit of contact made with one of the offensive linemen. I'll see if I can scrub it back here a bit. Looks like he kind of like pushed him down to the ground. You saw it very briefly.
It's going to go against Long Beach. Personal foul, as you mentioned, Albert. So this moves the Vikings back to its own 40-yard line. So it's going to be a first down and 30. They throw it in the flat. Pass caught out there. All kinds of room. And a speed burst inside of Husky territory is Warren down at the 35-yard line. So he picked up 25 just like that. The speedy back out of St. John Bosco.
Yeah, 24 was lined back up in the backfield. A little bit of a screen pass rolled out to the right side, and he just burned right through the line. Saw instant daylight. Heck of a run.
Petty checks over to the sideline for the play. Pressure coming. They set up a screen. Dragic breaks one tackle, still on his feet. Dragic into the secondary. And gets it up to the 25-yard line, enough for a first down. Pickup of 10 there. Nice run after the catch there by the wide receiver. First down coming up here for the Vikings as they go tempo. 1st and 10. And timeout, another timeout taken here by East LA. Their second. That leaves them with just one remaining with 10:51 left in this third quarter.
And that was just due to some player miscommunication. You saw number 51 trying to make rush at the sideline. Otherwise, they would have been called for too many men on the field. Had to burn another timeout just to avoid another penalty.
That's tough. But how about Warren on this drive? He's had a big run, and then also on that 1st and 30, makes that catch for 25 yards. Incredible job there by Warren, a freshman, one of many freshmen, very, very young Long Beach City squad. And Coach Peabody excited about the future. He's got some talented young freshmen, got some other talented freshmen as well that are gray shirting and or red shirting this season that haven't even seen the field. And so they're set up for a good run here. Little pop pass coming around the corner is Crozier. And he's able to get it up to about the 20-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 5. Second down and 5. Ball at the Husky 20-yard line. Petty out of the pistol. Here's Foster, and Foster straight up the gut. Ahead to the 15-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down as the Vikings continue to move the chains. And quickly, Long Beach back on the ball. Petty with Foster in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to the top of the screen. The lone receiver at the bottom of your screen is done. They hand it off Foster, right side, finds a block. Dives towards the 10, picks up 5, and brings up a second down and 5 here for Long Beach. They've been just relentless here on the ground tonight, this Long Beach City team. Somewhat uncharacteristic, but taking what the Huskies have given them here tonight. Hats off to Brett Peabody and his coaching staff. Here's Warren back in there. Warren gets the carry, lowers his shoulder, and close to the first down marker. He may have got it. It's very close to the 5-yard line there. It's going to depend on the spot. Yeah, you're going to mark him just shy. Going to bring up a 3rd down and less than 1. We got a new quarterback in there. They hand it off. No, quarterback keeper. Right side, getting into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Vikings. O'Shea Wallace, the quarterback, came in there for that play and able to get it into the end zone.
You see the fake, the handoff goes with the keeper, breaks 2 tackles, punches out, little step to the right, breaks free for daylight. Nice little easy touchdown.
Those short yardage situations in the red zone inside the 5-yard line have been problematic for the Vikings this season, and especially last week in the win against Cerritos. And so they bring Wallace in for the short yardage play, and he's able to get into the end zone. His 2nd touchdown of the season on the ground. The penalty against Long Beach that moves him back 5 yards. Shouldn't be an issue for Zavala. He's got a big leg. And is able to get his 5th extra point of the night. 35-0 Long Beach. 8:17 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Vikings in command. It's a stark contrast to what we saw last year in this game. 54-27 win for ELAC. Trillian Harris, the quarterback for the Huskies at the time, 7 touchdowns. 6 through the air, 1 on the ground. Huskies still looking for his first scratch tonight. Receiving the kickoff at the 1-yard line. And not much doing there, as Hicks unable to find much of any room there. Gets it back to just the 14-yard line. And these Huskies searching for answers here on the offensive end, as has been the case for the majority of this season, with the exception of the Grossmont game. It's been tough sledding offensively. And a high snap, and this one just going to be kicked out of the back of the end zone for a safety. We've seen some issues with the snap tonight, and this one even costlier, because it gives the Vikings points. Here's a flag on the play. Penalty declined by Long Beach. The result of the play is a safety. Flag came, Bell kicked it out of the back of the end zone. Not allowed to do that. But he had no choice there. And so now East LA will give this ball right back to Long Beach. The Vikings now lead it 37-0. I mean, when it rains, it pours. It's been an incredible night here weather-wise, but not so much for the Huskies. So they're getting rained on here tonight. Third quarter action down in Fullerton. Mesa on top 7-3, 10:14 left in the third. El Camino has taken a 1-point lead on Canyons, 27-26, 2:52 left in that one. LA Southwest on top of LA Valley, 34-13 with just over 9 minutes remaining. And here our score, 37-0 in favor of Long Beach. As looks like they're going to get their hands on the President's Cup for the very first time. A week from tonight, Mount Sac will be here to take on the Huskies. That'll be a 6 p.m. kick. Long Beach will go home to play OCC for homecoming. Here's the free kick off the safety. Some running room for Long Beach, up the sideline, across midfield, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. It's the return man done. And once again, excellent field position for the Vikings. One thing amongst many things East LA hasn't really been able to do tonight is flip that field position. It's been in favor of the Vikings all night long. In fact, just once tonight has the Huskies been inside Long Beach territory. Petty back in there at quarterback as they keep it on the ground. Short gain there. We got a new tailback in there, and it's going to be 23 Devin Samples. Bounce back from Southern University. And a first down pickup there for Long Beach. Samples picking up 8 there, brings up a first down and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line. Vikings once again inside Husky territory. First down and 10. Samples, fresh legs in there off the right side. And a shoestring tackle made there by Ceballos. Pickup of 4 there, brings up a second down and 6. Ball at the Husky 31. 2 backs in there for Petty. Low snap. This time he gives it to Hunter. And Hunter still keeping his feet alive, trying to get towards that first down marker. They're going to mark him just shy, though. It's going to be about a yard short, maybe a yard and a half. Third down and 1 coming up here for Long Beach. And quickly they're back on the ball. Another snap. They give it to Hunter. Up the gut, first down. And maybe a couple of more. It's Dominic Carter on the stop. Approaching 5.5 left in this third. Foster in there at tailback. Play fake. Petty looking. Far side. End zone. Caught. Touchdown, Long Beach. It looked like the tight end, Kyle Brown, making the grab there. Brown's a player who's seen his role increase each week. Haven't heard from much of him today. But he hails from South Torrance High School, same place his head coach, Brett Peabody, once served as the head coach of a few years back. But Brown getting into the scoring column, his second touchdown of the season. 6'4" freshman. And it's 43-0 Long Beach now after the Zavala extra point. Oh, no good. No good on the extra point there. 43-0 our score. So the perfect night ends for Eric Zavala. His third missed extra point of the season. He was, what, 5 of 5 before that tonight? Albert Robles the third. Serwin D. Haynes, Rahshaun Haylock here with you. Under the Thursday night lights in the SCFA. And it's going to carry into the back of the end zone for another touchback. I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, he gets his foot on that ball, Albert, and it travels.
He's got a booming leg.
And you wonder what his future looks like. Freshman out of St. Pius X. Santa Fe Springs native. It's one thing to kick it far. It's another thing to be able to kick it straight. And if he can do that consistently, talking about a guy that could play next level, maybe even beyond. As East LA starts the possession, 1st down and 10 from its own 25. 5-yard pickup there up to the 30. I beg your pardon, 31-yard line, a pickup of 6. Bell still in there at quarterback. Hicks is split wide to the top of your screen. 3 wide receivers for Bell. And they hand it off. Hit on. Still running hard. Hit on, being pushed by his lineman into the secondary and beyond. Gets up to the 44-yard line. Pickup of 13 there and a 1st down.
Look at it here, makes 1 tackle, 2 tackle, 3, 4, beats 5 and 6, keeps on pushing through, just refuses to be brought down, just fighting for that extra yardage, and he earned every single inch of it.
First and 10, Huskies from its own 44-yard line. Bell. High snap, hands it off, hit on, trying to find somewhere to run, breaks the tackle, gets it outside, hurdles the man across midfield. A stiff form at the 40-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Nice, strong, healthy run there by Hidon. And it's another 1st down for East LA.
Yeah, simply beautiful, just bounces off left. Easily jukes and jumps over a nice tackling defender and very quickly makes his way to the sideline for a 1st down and stops the clock.
Approaching 3.5 left in this 3rd. Huskies have shown some promise with the run throughout the night tonight. Have not shown the propensity to finish off drives. 1st and 10 from the 40. Haylock once again. Still running hard. Haylock backpedaling for a few. Picks up 4 up to the 44-yard line. The 36-yard line, I beg your pardon. Under 3 minutes left here in this third. And Haylock comes out, a much-needed breather for him.
I didn't get to show it, Rahshaun, but one of the receivers for East LA, like as the play was ending, did a nice little flop as he made contact with one of the Long Beach defenders trying to draw a flag. Didn't get it. He was very much doing a bit of acting work.
I mean, you got to try to sell it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not doing anything, you got to try to sell it.
Just exaggerated a little bit too much. Like he absolutely was made contact with, but just made it a little too obvious. I was like, oh, my God, I tripped.
The yards have been at a premium for East LA tonight by any means necessary. Got to respect the hustle, right? The effort. So we're under 2 minutes left here in this third. Potts, and he trips over his own man. Falls forward for a pickup of 1, 35-yard line. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 5 here. Fourth down and 5 for the Huskies. And we've talked about it, right? Showing some promise with the run game. But unable to finish off drives. And on 4th and 5, the punting unit comes on 4th and 5. And they take a delay of game here. So this is going to push the Huskies back 5 yards. Interesting call here. 4th and 5 at the opponent's 35-yard line. You're down 37-0. 43. And send the punting unit on. Take the delay of game so you can get more space to punt. Nice booming kick. Going to carry to the back of the end zone. So you go back to what was the original line of scrimmage on 4th and 5. You're talking about a net 10, net 15. Cal State math here, so forgive me. Ball placed at the 20-yard line. Very interesting, Albert. I've seen a lot of things, Albert.
It's been one of those games, Rahshaun.
I've seen a lot of things. Oh. So Long Beach will take over 1st and 10 from its own 20. And they go back to the ground. Looks like we got a new quarterback in there for the Vikings. And it's Keanu Campbell-Caldwell, 6'1", 200-pound sophomore out of Long Beach Millikan High School. And he hands it off here on 2nd down into a sea of gray uniforms. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse here. I mean, it's 37-0, right? Am I missing something here?
43, but yeah,
or 43-0.
It's worse.
43-0. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. After 3, Long Beach 43. East LA nothing. You're watching the 3rd annual Clash of the President's Cup right here on SportsNetUSA.net. I mean, at this point, I don't know if you're trying to flip the field position, right? I mean, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble.
I think I'm good.
All right.
But I mean, like,
Yeah, you're good. I'm the one that's running my mouth, right? I'm gonna leave it alone.
I mean, you're fine too. You're doing good. But I mean, like, I don't understand. I mean, like with that position, I mean, you don't have, like the greatest field goal kicker in the world on this team. But I know he's capable of at least trying from that distance. I don't know why you just don't try to get points on the board, because the position from where you at might as well have just been, a good punting distance anyway for where they would have wound up with it.
Yeah, or you just go for it, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's really what you should have done, like down by this much. Just, I mean, what do you got to lose? You're already losing. I mean, like, at least, try to get something for, the moral's sake.
Flag comes in. Look, I once upon a time I was a coach, so I have a tremendous amount of respect for the coaching profession. I mean, we've worked together. You rarely ever see me double or second guess coaches or their decisions. Or that was just odd. It was just odd.
Yeah.
Flag on the play here.
So that was an unsportsmanlike conduct called on East LA.
This is going to go against ELAC. So it'll be a first down from midfield for Long Beach. Campbell Caldwell in there at quarterback. And they keep it on the ground. They try the left side of that offensive line this time.
Is there a QB change?
And that was Hunter there on the carry. Hunter's been such a burst of energy for them tonight. He picked up 5 there inside of Husky territory. Second down and 5 from the 45. Keanu Campbell Caldwell, the new quarterback in there. So Jet Petty's night is done. Low snap. They go to the ground one more time. Here's Hunter. Hunter with the stiff arm. 30-yard line. Hunter with the block at the 20. Hunter pushed out of bounds inside the 10. But there is a flag on the play back at the 20-yard line. You got to think this is some sort of a illegal block here against Long Beach. You got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike contact. No, wow. It's going to go against East LA. Oh, now they correct it. It's going to go against Long Beach. So this will move the ball back to the 36-yard line. First down and 10.
Yeah, if it's after the play, the ball should be over here. Yeah.
And the officials continuing to huddle here. The initial ruling was a dead ball. So now they move it up to the 26-yard line. Look like initially they said it was against ELAC, then they said Long Beach. So there must have been 2 penalties on that play.
It's like there might have been like an offensive penalty on behalf of Long Beach, but the unsportsmanlike conduct because it was after the play that took precedent.
Campbell Caldwell delivers far side pass caught on the sideline there. Enough for a first down at the 15-yard line. It's Clark making the reception. First and 10. First time we've seen Campbell Clark use his arm tonight. Show some escapability also in the backfield. The one back is Hunter. Play fake. Campbell Caldwell over the middle. Incomplete. Incomplete. Look out.
That's some serious acting on behalf of the Vikings there.
A player went down for Long Beach, but then all of a sudden popped back up.
That was number 71, really doing his best job.
Yeah, Michael Salinas, the right tackle.
Trying to earn an Oscar.
Campbell Caldwell checks over to the sideline for the play. We have a delayed game called here against Long Beach. Down in Fullerton, Hornets trailing Mesa 13-10, 14-15 left in the fourth quarter. The game you can see right here on sportsnetusa.net. Campbell Caldwell looking end zone, caught, and it's another touchdown here for Long Beach. Clark on the touchdown reception. His third touchdown of the season. And that increases the lead here for the Vikings, as they're now up 49-0. Zavala in for the point after. He missed his last one. He had made his first 5. Last time they got pushed back because of a penalty. That was on the opposite end of the field. This time, no problem. So the Vikings come in here and hang 50. .12:38 left in this ball game. So you got to see the backup quarterback, Keanu Campbell Caldwell, come in and engineer a drive. It's a young man who very likely could have been the starting quarterback. It's a very tight race between he and Jet Petty in camp. Petty ended up winning the position out, but you see Campbell Caldwell there on that last drive, and a little bit of fleet of foot, showed some escapability there, and a nice strong arm as well. Able to connect with Clark for a touchdown, as it's now a 50-0 ball game. Rodriguez back deep to receive this one for the Huskies. Zavala puts it on the tee. And this one over the head of Rodriguez into the end zone, and another touchback. I mean, you can hear him kicking the cover off the ball from up here where we are in the press box, Albert. It's remarkable. And he's a big kid. Like, you know, a lot of kickers I mean, they look like me, frankly, right? I mean, this kid's 6'4", 228. I mean, that's some really good size. Walking down there on the field prior to the game tonight, you look at him and he's got that 89 on. You may think he's a receiver or something. He confuse you for.
Yeah, because I stand 6'2", so to see someone who has a good 20 pounds on me and 2 inches of height, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a big guy.
Yeah, I'm vertically and horizontally challenged. So there's that. But I mean, he's got some size on him. Second down play coming up here for East LA. Lost of 1 on the first down play. A week from tonight, Mount Sac will come into here. Weingardt Stadium, another Thursday night affair. Pass intercepted, picked off by Long Beach. Going back the other way with it and into the end zone for a touchdown. Toby Apollonio with the pick 6. Second defensive touchdown of the night for Long Beach. The defense hadn't scored all year until tonight. But Apollonio with the interception and the return there. Sophomore out of LA University High School. You see a lot of the backups getting some action here tonight for the Vikings. Zavala in there for another point after, and this one is good. 57-0 our score here. Just complete domination by the Vikings here on this Thursday night. You're talking to Brett Peabody before the game tonight, Albert. He said, and this is his 12th year at Long Beach. He said this Thursday night thing kind of took him for a loop. He hadn't coached a Thursday night game, he believes, since 1997. He was a JV coach at Redondo High School at the time. It's unbelievable. I mean, you don't get many at this level, right? I mean,
it's true. And, coming into tonight, you kind of expected, a really exciting game given the rivalry, between these two teams, third annual Clash of the President's Cup. And, the Vikings just came in to ELAC's house and has just handed them a completely demoralizing loss.
And credit Long Beach too, right? I mean, coming off a high-intensity rivalry game in which you win in double overtime, have to turn the page and play another rivalry game the week after. They've come in here and handled their business. And you talk about a motivated bunch, they've never won this game. So they came in here wanting to win this game here tonight and have certainly made a statement.
Especially after last year's loss for the Vikings. You want to come here and make a statement, and they've absolutely done that tonight.
Yeah, it was their homecoming at the Veteran Stadium in Long Beach, and it was a 54-27 win for East LA. Trill Harris, the quarterback for the Huskies at the time, 7 touchdowns in that game, 6 through the air, 1 on the ground. And look out in the secondary. You got a couple players tangled up. That was Wilson for Long Beach and Thornton for ELAC, tangled up in the secondary. Second down and 10. The 35-yard line. Bale sacked on the play. Thomas got in there. Also on the stop for Long Beach. Andrew Russell, 6'3", 300-pounder out of Peninsula High School in Rancho Palos Verdes. East LA headed towards his 5th straight loss. So they go back to the ground, and the white uniforms just swarming here. It was hit on once again on the carry. If there's been one lone bright spot tonight offensively, it's been number 9 in gray for the Huskies. 4th down coming up here. And a block punt.
No.
Scooped up, end zone, touchdown, Long Beach. Wilson on the scoop and score. So the Vikings have scored in all 3 phases here tonight. Offense, defense, and special teams have all scored touchdowns. As it's now 63-0.
This game has just gotten out of hand. So they're like, at least in terms of like the defense and special team side, there was the strip sack fumble recovery for 6. There was the pick 6, and now a block punt, scooped and scored for 6.
Yeah.
Insane. I can't think of that many games at any level that's had that many defensive and special team scores.
I'll tell you a story. Extra point on the way. $64-0 Long Beach. So once upon a time, so I haven't gotten hip to the new NCAA football, right? And it's back. It's made a comeback. I'm sure you're aware. But back in the day, that's how I used to get down on the sticks, Albert. We'd have those kind of days. We'd have those kind of days. You score offense, you score on defense, you score on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
But just a rough night here for the Huskies. I think you said the right word earlier, just demoralizing, right?
I'd have to check with Sermon or maybe one of the statisticians, but I'm pretty sure this is the most points given up while also being shut out.
Yeah, the most points they've given up this year was 49 against Golden West. That was back on September 28th. That was a 49-7 loss against the Rustlers. So we've passed that. Huskies have not been shut out this season. Their lowest point total was 3 against Fullerton back on the 21st of September. Is this one going to carry through the back of the end zone for another touchback? But you look at just the point totals, right? You scored 34 in a win against Grossmont, 27 in a loss against Hancock. These are the first 2 weeks. And then the last 3 games entering tonight, the Huskies have scored a combined 13 points. I mean, you start here and then you just sort of hit a cliff. When you hope to be going the other way, right? But I think there's a lot that goes into it, right? I think the thought was that this was going to be a rebuilding season. You had a coaching change late into the offseason, which never helps a program. Bobby Godinez is the head coach here who has sort of lifted this program from the American Division to the National Division. As we have a run here by ELAC, and those white uniforms from the Vikings continue to swarm. Godinez takes over as AD. Enter Arnie Robles, no relation, as your interim head coach, but he takes over late, right? And so that affects so many different things in terms of we talk about roster construction, you talk about staff construction, you talk about just trying to implement things, your system, things of that nature, and so.
Yeah, recruitment, playmaking, all that stuff gets affected top down.
It's tough. I mean, you heard the story, of course, about San Bernardino Valley having to shut down its program.
And that was just an unfortunate story there, too. Like, you know, hard to get players, injuries affecting the team.
Another high snap. Ball is on the turf. And there's a scrum. It looks like ELAC was able to fall on top of it. But, yeah, to your point, I mean, it's just tough, right?
It's not an easy thing to do. So, I mean, you know, at least, you know, credit San Bernardino Valley, at least, you know, taking the time, you know, for the safety of their players and everything else. Like, you know what, like, with the number of players that they were losing, it was only going to be doing more harm to those who were healthy by having to be, you know, staying into the games all the other time, you know, wasn't doing them any good.
Yeah, and for Long Beach, they were scheduled to play San Bernardino Valley back on the 28th, a Saturday. They found out the Thursday before that game wasn't happening. And they ended up winning by way of forfeit, and then that ended up being it for the season for San Bernardino Valley. They played just 2 games this season, but very unfortunate. And, of course, you feel for those young men that were actually a part of the team, and they're now left without nowhere to play. You got to think they'll be able to get their year back if.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to at least retain some sort of eligibility. Because, you know, like it was definitely no fault of their own.
Punt here on 4th down. It's going to dribble, and Huskies going to down it at the 45-yard line of Long Beach.
And, you know, like speaking of eligibility, you know, Rahshaun, like that's kind of what we're seeing here now, too, is, you know, we had a lot of players coming out of COVID who had a lot of bonus years that they were kind of taking advantage of. A lot of those players are finally gone, moving on. So now you're actually getting a lot of true freshmen, maybe a lot of transferring sophomores. So now you're really trying to figure out how to really rebuild and structure a program on top of, one, having a new coach figuring all that out.
It certainly changed some things. I mean, you look all over. I mean, you look across the country, right? I mean, you got 7-year seniors, 8-year seniors.
Mm-hmm.
It's really incredible. They talk about circumstances that, you know, whether it be injuries or whatnot, then you add that extra year onto it. People have been trying to take advantage of. Under 7 minutes left here in this ball game. It's been all Long Beach. They send Brown in motion, a new quarterback in there for the Vikings as they go to the ground. Our new quarterback for Long Beach, Alan Fournette, 6-foot freshman out of Austin, Texas. A game like this, you got to get a lot of guys, a lot of reps. If you get the opportunity to get a lot of guys, a lot of reps, a lot of game reps, a lot of game film, which coaches deem so valuable as they try to help their players. And it's going to be another offside penalty here against East LA. But like, this is invaluable for these young men, right? As
Absolutely.
they try to continue their careers.
Which is also why it's, you know, what we do is also, you know, very important and a huge part, getting a lot of players, you know, the exposure, you know, that they might not have gotten otherwise.
So we have hit running clock territory here at Weingardt Stadium. Fournette looking, pass caught near side. And you can hear the chants coming from the opposite sideline. I mean, look, these are their teammates, and, you know, they're excited for them. And what a story that young man is. Stewil LeBoucher, 5'11" freshman, wearing uniform number 84. That was his first career catch. LeBoucher hails from France. And he's a fan favorite inside that locker room for Long Beach. And decided he wanted to come here to the States and play football, and LeBoucher making his first career grab there. It's awesome for that young man, coming from France. Under 4.5 left. Fournette quickly outside. Here's Dunn with it. Dunn a stutter step and gets it up the sideline. It's going to be enough for first down.
Flag thrown just before the end of the play on the far side. So holding on the offense.
Interesting they stopped the clock there because the clock had been running. And now they immediately put it back in play after the official allows us to know what the penalty is.
Yeah, even though we are, you know, as you said, Rahshaun, like in running clock territory, there are still going to be those official stops for penalties and other game decisions.
Fournette looking over to the sideline, out of the pistol. Turns around, hands it off. They go to the left side, and you can just hear the excitement coming from that Long Beach sideline.
And you can hear the boo birds from those in attendance in the grandstands.
Anthony Fabian, freshman out of Marina High School down there in Huntington Beach. 6'11", 215. Talk about a thumper. Initiating some contact there, which has probably led to some of those oohs and ahs from his teammates, as we're under 3.5 left in this one. They gave it to Fabian again, straight ahead this time. Fabian pulling defenders with him up to the 31-yard line, and enough for another first down. As we hit the 3-minute mark here in this one, 64-0. Long Beach City. Fabian with space, second level, and Fabian close to another first down. He picks up 9 there. Fournette out of the pistol, looks over to the sideline. We just passed the 2:20 mark as they hand it off once again left side. And what a night it's been for this Long Beach City team. Jet Petty, what a night for him. 12 of 19, 169 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Also had a rushing touchdown. His backup, Keanu Campbell-Caldwell, a touchdown pass. We saw another quarterback, O'Shea Wallace, with a rushing touchdown tonight as we hit the 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout here in this fourth quarter. Dragic. Guzman and Berenji, along with Brown with touchdown receptions. Guzman, what a night for this young man. Playing in his first game, first career game. He's been battling some hamstring injuries, but able to catch a touchdown pass here tonight. Playing in his first career game. Big-time track star in Tustin High School. They try to end around here. Not much doing on that one. There's Darius Jackson, the freshman out of Lusinger there. And look out, some extracurricular activity at the end of that play. Clock continues to run. 4th down here for Long Beach. And offense going to stay on the field. Looking at a 4th down and 4. Always found this to be an interesting spot for coaches, right? Like, you don't want to send the field goal unit out there. You don't want to run up the score. Here's Fabian getting around the edge. He gets the 1st down. Drug out of bounds. So, like, you go for it on 4th down. Like, it's just such a weird
You never want to
spot
be that
me,
guy,
right?
but at the same time, you don't want to look as if like you're just phoning it in either.
We're under a minute left in this one. Fournette in there at quarterback. And keep it on the ground. They're going to go to option here. Here's the pitch. Turning around the corner and scurrying out of bounds. There is the back.
Yeah, got the 1st down, ran out of bounds. Clock stops, but quickly resumes. So that's going to take us to zeros, Rahshaun.
It's Daniel Franklin getting the carry there. And it looks like that's going to be that as Long Beach heads back to its sideline. Time just going to tick away on this one. So time winds down on a fantastic night for Long Beach, as this one is now gone final. 64-0 our score. Long Beach winning the 3rd annual Clash of the President's Cup. Vikings winning it for the first time, as they lost the first 2 editions of this one. But they win this one in emphatic fashion. Pick it up, win 4 in a row, improving to 4-2 on the season, 3-0 in league play. Huskies, meanwhile, drop their 5th straight. They fall to 1-5, 0-3 in league play. And you can see the celebration from the Long Beach side as they are able to get their hands on that President's Cup for the very first time. So what a night for them as they get to celebrate. And they'll have some time now to prepare for their homecoming affair next week against OCC. Meanwhile, East LA going to have to regroup. They'll be right here next Thursday against Mount Sac, 6 p.m. kickoff. And we'll have that one for you right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So for my partner, Albert Robles III, Serwin D. Haynes, and the rest of our fantastic crew here on SportsNetUSA.net, I'm Rahshaun Haylock saying good night from Weingardt Stadium. Final score, Long Beach 64, East LA nothing. You've been watching East LA college football right here on SportsNetUSA.net.